Well, welcome to another edition of the Progressive Mind Show. We apologize for the sound. The sound looks like the sound wasn't too perfect. That's on us. Please bear with us while we get that fixed. If you're watching us now, this is the Progressive Mind Show, your number one community building show in the world. This is where we engage you and I in dialogues that are designed to build our community. And today we are going to be fulfilling one of our objectives, which is hosting the dream team. These folks are going to be telling us why they want to be the officials of the city, the beautiful city of Dolton. This dream team is headed by Tiffany HENYARD, and they are going to be telling us the reasons why you need to cast your vote for them in a few days. So please stay tuned while we try to talk to these wonderful, great people. Today is February 17, 2021. Of course, we are thankful to have you on our set today. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please share the feed whilst you're on these platforms. Before we continue this evening's episode, we will take up to Mike's segment when we come back. We missed him last week due to a busy work schedule. He's, of course, available today. We will take that segment. When we come back, the show will continue. This, again, is the Progressive Mind Show. I am your host, Alinko, and we shall take it from, Captain Mike will take it from here. My brother is ready. I don't have to tell you what has been like with the weather over the past 3 days. He will tell us. Bro, take it from here.
Well, like I said, you couldn't blame me for that. We have good news. Well, right now, degrees, Midway Airport, partly winds are out of the east, 10 miles, and looks like we're going to get a little bit better in the next coming days. Tonight, a low of 11 degrees. Tomorrow, 23 degrees high. Maybe some showers, snow showers throughout the day, early and maybe tailing off a little bit. Friday and Saturday, going to be a pretty decent day.
Work schedule.
And on Sunday, a little more snow coming in late Sunday into Monday morning. 1 to 2 inches, not really good to hear about. But the good part is next week we're getting into seasonable temperatures up to 33 degrees on Monday and Tuesday. So that's going to feel really good. Now, getting back into the health and fitness, we're going to talk about review what we talked about earlier in the season for frostbite prevention and cold weather health. Going to just kind of touch on it because we went really in depth earlier, but just a reminder, you want to wear a lot of loose fitting clothes in layers to try to stay warm. If you have to wear 2 pair of gloves to stay warm, wear 2 pair of gloves. Stay dry because when you get yourself wet or anything that loses that insulation, stay hydrated out there. Drink water. Don't drink a lot of alcohol. So I know that's kind of bad news, but kind of keep that till the spring. Spring is on the way. A couple weeks from now, we won't even be remembering all of this stuff. Yeah. You can go to cdc.gov for cold weather safety. Also, if your heat goes out and you need a warming center, call 311, or we'll look at the board again, 311.chicago.gov, or for the family services and support centers. Chicago, I spelled Chicago wrong, but spell it right. Chicago.gov/FSS for any type of services you need. If your heat goes out, if you know anyone, you see anyone on the street that needs to be helped in this cold weather. So let's help each other. Let's stay safe until the spring, and spring is right around the corner. And we're going back.
Oh, thank you so much, Captain Mike. We are glad to always have you every week in, week out. We really appreciate your time. We hope that you have already plowed all the snow in your driveway. You don't have to worry about getting your car out of this thick, stressful snow. And thank you. We are looking forward to seeing you next week, Wednesday, same time.
All right. Well, look forward to that warm up, and we'll see you next week.
Now, I just got a notification that you have to update us regarding the airline industry. I mean, I know you've been busy flying around with United. So tell us how it's going now. Is it picking up? How is the whole industry looking like?
Well, I'll give you the exact numbers as of today. TSA numbers a year ago, we had 2.2 million roughly travelers going through TSA. This year, as of yesterday, we had 738,000. So looking still about 40%, but again, it was Tuesday. Those numbers aren't really reflective. We're kind of in a holding, but there's a lot of pent-up demand for travel. So what we're hearing is that it's going to really pick up, especially with this vaccine, if it gets distributed broadly this summer. We should start seeing things get somewhat back to normal. And late 2021, early 2022 is what the forecast analysis are saying for getting really back to normal numbers.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for the updates. We shall definitely be seeing. Hopefully, we should get you next week because we know it gets busy for you sometimes. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week with this.
Hey, time for a quick question for the panel.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, I grew up in the South Suburb. You say you guys are in Dolton, right?
Yes.
Okay. Growing up, it was always pronounced Dolton. Now, for some reason, it's become Dolton in the last few years. Is there something to that, or am I just hearing things, or am I getting older, my parents going bad, or what's going on here?
It's still pronounced Dolton.
Okay, because a lot of people nowadays are calling it Dolton. So thank you. It's official now. I'm right. They're wrong. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. On that Dolton note, we will take a short break. I'll advise my panel to please, if you're listening to this show or watching it on an extra device, please turn it down so we're not getting feedback. And whilst we take this break, you can go ahead and share the feed. We shall be right back after this one.
Check out this beautifully made artistry of coffee tables made from a combination of recycled tires, jute ropes, wood, and fabric to suit your style. Yes, we make to order. These coffee tables can help you make a statement in your bedrooms, offices, and living rooms. But remember, we only ship within the USA and Canada after shipping cost is paid. Call Jasper Designs on 1-306-203-2650 or email us at doduyayra@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Jasper Love or follow Pearl Yara Agboka on Facebook. Don't be left out. Please place your orders now.
We're back on the Progressive Mind Show. This evening, it is the time for the dream team. Tiffany HENYARD. I'm always tempted to say Henwood. I don't know why, but it's HENYARD. HENYARD for Dolton. This wonderful lady is running for the mayor of the city of Dolton, and we want to look at their team. We want to talk to them, find out why they want to be the officials of Dolton, and why should the community trust them to give them the mandate to do so. So on the bill, we have Trustee Jason House. Trustee Jason House is a 23-year resident and a member of the Dolton Board of Trustees. Jason earned his Bachelor's of Science degree in marketing from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. Jason serves as a chairman of the Board of Trustees Finance Committee. He is running for re-election to help bring financial accountability and transparency to the village of Dolton. Next to Jason is the mayoral candidate, Tiffany. Let me just bear with me 1 second. I have to go through my documents here to pull up. Okay, so KIANA, 1 second. My system is freezing. I need to be able to pull this up. Just bear with me one moment. Okay. So Tiffany is a Democrat, and she's running to be the first African-American woman to serve as mayor of the village of Dolton, Illinois. This is Dolton, if you don't know, is a suburb with approximately 23,000 residents in the Southlands of Cook County. She's currently the senior trustee of Dolton and a lifelong resident of the village. She was raised by hardworking parents who were factory workers. She has many accolades. She went to Thornwright High School, has a Bachelor's of Arts, a degree in business administration, and she graduated with highest honors She also went to she got highest honors, summa cum laude from Robert Morris University. Pardon me, there's a lot of information here. She definitely has a lot of accolades, and because of time, so we'll try to get to the other panel here, other candidates, and then we would come back and talk about some of the accolades and I would say accolades and achievements of our candidates, especially Tiffany. Alison Key is also on the bill tonight. She is a 31-year-old resident who moved to Dolton to raise her family in a safe suburban community. She studied business administration at Chicago State University and project management at Loyola University in Chicago. She obtained a leadership development certification and low-income public housing tax credit certification. Alison also has, let me just say that she's also a retired executive who served 30 years as a director of resident services and community outreach for the Chicago Housing Authority. Again, this gentleman and this wonderful people have great accolades. And so let me reserve the rest for later tonight. KIANA Belcher is also on the bill this evening. She's a 31-year resident who moved to Dolton to raise a family in a safe suburban community. She studied business administration at Chicago State and project management at Loyola. I think I already read KIANA. No, Alison, I think I already taken care of that. I think I'm missing somebody. If I miss anyone, please pardon me. It's due to the bunch of information here. Looks like we dropped a couple of people already on the feed. Hopefully we can get them back. But let me just go straight to our guest this evening, mayoral candidate Tiffany HENYARD. Since you are the leader of the park, you're welcome to the show. Jason House, you're welcome to the show. KIANA, you're also welcome. And Tiffany, tell us why your team is here today and what is special about this dream team that you have put together. I'm assuming you put it together.
Yes, definitely. Well, good evening, everyone. And I want to say thank you for allowing us to have a platform on your show to be heard. First, I want to say we are the team to beat. We are the only team in the race with a platform. Tiffany HENYARD, I am running for mayor because I saw a need in my community as it relates to transparency, accountability, and compassion. Those are the things that this dream team in its entirety will bring to Dolton. Dolton suffers from lack of housing, which what I mean by that is a ton of vacant properties in my town. Crime has soared. It's crime every week. I don't scare people, but we have an incident or issues here in town, and a lot of times the residents don't know about it. And then last but not least, the water department. The water department has been mismanaged. We have a lot of corruption as relates to that. And I would like to put in place in day one some type of system where people understand what their bill is, and it will be accurate. It won't be any more estimates. I want people to have an actual reading. I'm proud of my community giving people estimated bills when we, meaning the village, went out and read a meter. And then when we come back and we give them a bill, it's an estimated bill, and they bills sometimes can range from $2,000 to $100,000.
Okay.
It shocks me because I'm saying to myself, like, do y'all got a car wash? What y'all doing over there? So them are the things that this dream team will implement. And when I picked everyone to get on this ticket, everyone has their own specialty. I chose Alison Key because she is and will be the first how can I say, go get a clerk there is. She would bring transparency to that office. She would have an open door policy, and we would engage the youth, which we don't have currently in that department. That department has lacked on several different things, such as timely response to FOIA requests. The village has been sued for that. So she will bring that. As it relates to Jason House, he will be the senior trustee. He'll take my spot. He's the money man, we call him. His background is finances. He keeps the budget in place, and he's always on target as it relates to anything with our finances. KIANA Belcher, she will be, and that's another one taking my spot, over housing. Her background is making sure that we put all vacant properties back on the tax roll. Currently, we got over 400 vacant properties. We have a housing program that we will put back into place. I did initiate block by block. That consists of free houses and dollar houses, and also 5,000 houses to residents. And of course, residents are first. That's the key. A lot of politicians.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
I know that you have the information and the history and your goals and aspirations at your fingertips. And from the way you were delivering the message, it looks like you are already the mayor of the city of city or town of Dolton. I'm very impressed the way you have eloquently laid out even the foundation of your team, their history, their background, and the reasons why you picked this team. And so I'm impressed, and I know our audience are already impressed, but I want us to get a little bit foundation of your team members and also the city of Dolton. Is it okay to call it the city of Dolton?
It's a village.
Village of Dolton. Okay, yeah. Great. So, Alison, you have been a resident for over 21 years. I mean, sorry, 31 years, if I'm not mistaken. Can Alison hear me?
That's correct.
Okay, great. Give me a little
I can hear you. That's correct.
Okay, give us
years.
Excellent. Give us a little bit background of the village of Dolton and what is special about that village.
Oh, to me, when I first moved to Dolton, I did there so that my children can have an education in the suburbs versus the city of Chicago. And the education system at that time was excellent, and I did not have to pay for their education. We had all the restaurants and businesses that you can imagine here. We didn't have to go outside of our community. Everything was right here. I used to be able to take my kids to the local movie theater for $1. It was just a family community. You knew your neighbors. If you left your garage door open, you knew when you came home, everything would still be in there. And right now, we're just not that village anymore.
Right. Okay. So let me get from KIANA. KIANA, you have been a resident for a long time. There are neighboring, I'll say, villages around Dolton, and I have driven around these areas a couple times. Tell us, as a trustee, tell us why you joined Tiffany's team and what you wish or what you were aspiring to bring to the village of Dolton.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing us to speak. I joined Tiffany's team because I know that Tiffany is the person that has been the people's trustee since her tenure on the board. I've been actively involved in the community, and I've been a resident for 17 years, and I'm a stakeholder in the village of Dolton. I feel that once we get the proper governmental elected officials in place, we'll be able to start moving the village of Dolton back forward, where we can bring businesses back to the community, where we can ensure that our safety is to the citizens' liking by helping with the mayor with getting a police force that's applying themselves to the citizens and being of service to the citizens. I just believe that I have been active in the community, and people know that I've been active in the community. So not just to run for trustee, and making sure that we do what's necessary to move Dolton forward and getting things back in line. And when mayoral candidate Tiffany HENYARD stated about housing brings crime, brings unethical things to the community. Those are things that we want to rid of.
Okay, thank you so much, my brother Jason. I wanted to give the ladies, all the ladies, a chance to speak, so that you and I will now be in trouble, especially me, so that I won't be in trouble. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it's all yours. The floor is all yours. Tell us the role. What is a trustee for, let's say, a village like Dolton? What are the main roles, your responsibilities, and whatnot?
Well, thank you for the warm introduction and the chivalry that you've shown. So I think we are both safe on that front. In terms of the goals for the trustee, I've had the privilege of being a trustee for 4 years, and it's similar to being an alderman within the city of Chicago. Is because our village is smaller population wise, we have trustees. Our goal is, our requirement is that we oversee the funds that are being spent within the village, as well as passing ordinances that will make our community a safer and better place.
What has been the main challenges of the village of Dolton? Again, I know I keep calling it city, so I would get better at it. The village of Dolton. So Tiffany eloquently spelled out a lot of the challenges, but what would you say are the top 3 major challenges that this dream team would like to tackle right away if given the power? And I'll go to Tiffany since she's the leader. She can tell us, and then I'll come to the team again. If you don't mind, Tiffany.
Sure. So the main 3 points that we're going to attack will be crime, housing, and the water department. All 3 are huge issues in our community. Each one of my trustees will be over each one. Housing will be KIANA Belcher. Kevin BOENS, he will be crime. He's the Cook County Sheriff. And then, of course, the water department, we all going to tackle, but we're going to throw that to Jason House.
Okay. So the water problem, so when you mentioned the water problem, being an African living in the United States, I can relate because, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, you only have those problems in Africa. Water problem, if you're in America, what is water problem? Because, social amenities are basics. They are all very functional. You don't have problems with those basics. So with a city of a great village of Dolton, with a huge population of about 23,000 people, I've driven there. There's economic development. One would wonder, or one would find it hard to believe that there is this immense water problem. So how long has the issue been in existence for? What are the causes of this water problem, and how do you intend to solve it? I don't know if I have to take, if KIANA would be the one to respond to this, or Alison. Tiffany, you can advise.
Sure, it will be Jason House, only because he's a trustee, but KIANA can key on it. She's fun to be a trustee, but Jason knows the ins and outs.
Okay, let me have Jason respond to that, and we can come to KIANA.
In terms of the water, our village has been successful. Of course, we receive water, so the receipt of water is not the issue. The challenge that we're running into is the management of the water department.
Okay,
as it relates to getting accurate bills. People, as mayoral candidate mentioned, people will receive a bill that could be $2,000 to $100,000, and we know that's not humanly possible in 3 months that somebody is using that amount of water. We've had allegations of people that have come in there and had their money that they've paid on their bill to be stolen. Of course, allegations. I'm not saying we don't have any confirmation of it, but when you have those kind of problems, the village of Dolton owes the city of Chicago $8 million in back water bills because of previous administrations have not been properly paying the bills. Globally, the issue, as I see it, is management and making sure that everybody is doing the right things. And we're the team to make sure that happens, because we are all about accountability.
KIANA, you want to add your voice to that?
Jason kind of summed it up. He's there on a daily basis, so he can't see it. But that is a major concern with majority of our constituents, is that they have outstanding water bills or improper shutoffs or inaccurate bills, which hinders us. And most of the money that comes into the village that we actually focus on comes from the water department. So that is like a main source of our funds, our governmental funds. So we want to make sure that they're accurately dispensed properly.
Alison, how long has this water problem been in existence? You have been in this village for a very long time. So accurately, how long would you say this water problem has been in existence? Okay, if she cannot hear me, KIANA, can you respond to that, KIANA or Jason?
I can respond to that. The issue has been in existence for at least 10 years.
10 years, okay.
Yeah, at a minimum. I can't give you exactly, but we know we've had challenges for at least a decade.
Excellent. But so the reason why
close to 8 years.
Okay.
Challenge with it. It's better than myself.
Okay. So it looks like we're having a little bit of technical issues with the feed from one of our guests, but please pardon us. You're still watching the Progressive Mind Show, where we build our community through dialogue. We encourage you to share the feed so we can promote the team, the dream team, as they aspire and thrive to become the officials of the village of Dolton. As at the day of vote and all of that will be coming, we'll be sharing that information. So if you're watching us on Facebook, please share the feed, and on YouTube as well. I see Sherry Britton, as she's joined us. She's sharing. She's passed some comments, which we're going to be reading very soon. Rebecca Mother is also here. Maki-san is also watching us. Thank you all for joining the feed so far, and for the comments. And I'm going to be reading out these comments. So Tiffany, the reason why I asked that water problem is that if it has been there, someone, as Sherry Britton is saying, it's been there for over 10 years. Why hasn't it been solved by the previous or the current administration? And how can you provide your voters the confidence that you can be trusted, your team can be trusted to solve this problem?
Okay. The reason why it has not been fixed over 10 years is simply because of mismanagement. Unfortunately, the mayor has the power to hire and fire the person that runs the water department. So in doing so, he keep putting people that he's cool with, that he know, or no one that really have structure to run the water department. All our finances go there, whether it's a bill for a car, a ticket, a housing ticket, any of that, grass ticket. All our money goes to that one department. That's why we stopped taking cash, because of stuff over in the water department. You can only pay with a credit card or a money order or a check. And it's like, who take personal checks now? So the reason why I'm saying you can believe in the dream team, because the dream team, and I repeat, the dream team is going to be accountable. We're going to always have transparency. And we always going to make sure we do things in order. We're not going to do friends first and then community. It's always community first.
Thank you. Something interesting that I came across when I was reading your bio. Some of the things that you were concerned about is lack of trust between the citizens of the village of Dolton and the leadership. Now, what has caused that mistrust, and how do your team intend to fix this trust? Because we know that for every governance to be successful, it needs the people's trust, their involvement, and implementing your policies, right, to make sure that you are successful. And so, what caused that distrust? If there is, like you said, I mean, like you indicated in your bio,
sure.
and how do you think you can fix this issue?
Well, what caused it is all the corruption here in Dolton. It is what caused the division between the government and the people. I got coined the name, the people's trustee, for the simple fact that I was always there for the people. You called, HENYARD shows up. I've always put up resources. When I was not given a committee, I created things that involve community. So I think I've already obtained the people's trust. And I think that's the issue currently now of why we're constantly being attacked, because right now we got the heart of the people. I've done that over my tenure here on the board for 8 years as a trustee. So now I am prepared to lead my group of trustees and to lead the community back to where they need to be. We're going to show them compassion. We're going to show them a committed force, and we're going to be united in doing so.
Jason, you are seeking re-election, and I am sure that having been in that office, of course, you've done some great things. Can you probably mention a thing or two of your major achievements whilst in office, and why the community have to look on these achievements and vote for you again?
I would say one thing that we've done is just increasing the transparency around the village's finances. While we do have concerns, or we do have challenges financially, every resident has the opportunity to be aware of those challenges. We do have monthly meetings that are streamed via YouTube, so people can watch it live or replay it at a later time. So those kinds of things are efforts that I know that we as a team are going to bring to the community, so that it's not just one committee that's having meetings. It's going to be every committee. KIANA Belcher will have her committee, and she'll have regular meetings and feedback from the residents. And a lot of those meetings are not going to be comfortable. There'll be a lot of things that people are not looking forward to. We'll have some news that people do not want to hear, but we will always be forthcoming with the residents and make sure that they know what challenges are on the horizon and that we all work together to get through it.
Thank you for a great response. So, because we know that it's very important that you mentioned technology in your submission as to how you are going to involve the community, because we know that getting people involved and disseminating information, getting your intent clearly, communicating your intent clearly to your community is very, very important. So they understand what you want and how you want to do it is very, very important. But nowadays, in this Corona pandemic season, meeting people one-on-one is going to be a problem. So I was going to ask, how do you all intend to use social media or technology? How do you all intend to infuse technology in your administration to achieve goals or to ensure that your plans succeed? And KIANA, I don't know if you want to respond to this. Maybe Tiffany can add her voice too.
Well, because we are a predominantly young team, and so we use social media often. And the reason that I think that when we win and how we'll be able to effectively communicate with everyone is because we will use many resources, and the clerk will be good on making sure that communications goes out, which is currently not being done right now. So a lot of things that are happening and the residents are not being able to voice their opinion or know what's currently going on is because the lack of communication. So I really believe that we're using technology, social media, and all avenues to make sure that not only are we getting the message to residents, they're constantly involved in what's going on, which will ensure our transparency that we're standing 100% behind.
So early voting has already begun, right, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay, and so when is the actual day of voting?
Election day is February 23rd from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Great.
I mean, 7 p.m. Huh.
Great. Okay, so February 23rd, you said?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, again, during research, I realized that 2018, 2019, again, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like the proportion of people who register to vote and people who actually vote is super, super low. We're running 15%. We're not even running 20%. So there is that apathy of people getting involved in politics, more so local politics. And so with this problem, how do you intend to drive people to come out, drive the voting rates and actually get people involved in this political process? And of course, with your team in achieving your goals?
Well, we've been doing a lot of different things. Number one, we host a town hall meeting. Every week we have done a coffee sip. And then currently now we've been driving people to the polls. We've been encouraging people to do mail-in ballots. They've been doing that as well. So we engage, we're ready. We have some type of event every weekend. And y'all stay tuned. Y'all pay attention to our Dream Team this weekend. Mayor candidate Tiffany HENYARD. I got a big surprise for you guys. So yeah, we make a lot of noise over here in our community.
Thank you. So let's try and get some of the comments from our viewers. We have Marquis Son says, as a keen observer of the village board over the last 3 years, residents are distrustful because there is an acute lack of transparency and absolutely no accountability. So this happens to be something that you guys have talked about, and it looks like that's a huge problem within the village of Dolton administration, right? And so you guys have said that, well, your team, Tiffany, you're saying that your team is different and you're going to be accountable, you're going to be transparent, and you're going to restore the people's trust back to the office of the mayor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Marquis, for your comments. And if Alison or KIANA or Jason wants to respond to his comment, please feel free to do so. No, yeah, I'm just saying, as with regard to the comments that Maki just made, if you want to respond to it, you can go ahead and do that.
Well, I'm yielding to some of my counterparts.
Okay. All right, great. So, and then we can move on to the next comment. It says, it's from Sherry Britton. She says, Tiffany has always voiced her concern for what's going wrong within the village. All right, thank you for your comments, Sherry. You've been a great contributor so far. Jason keeps the peace and the residents informed. How do you do that, Jason? She's saying you keep the peace and residents informed. How do you execute that?
Well, I would say just in terms of keeping them informed is just the routine and staying committed to having our regularly scheduled meetings. I will kind of dovetail back a little bit on the comment about the no accountability as well. And I think one of the reasons that the feeling of no accountability is there, or residents such as that are the ones that keep us on our toes. Sherry Britton, Makai Sun, they're all very consistent in their feedback. And I think those things are so very important for us as a board. And these are two individuals of many that really have voiced their concerns. And I know those are the reasons that our mayoral candidate is running, because a lot of those people, she has been the people's trustee out there talking to people, and these residents have made their voices very clear, and our team is set to respond.
Thank you. Another comment from Sherry is that no transparency from the current SAR in charge is why residents are leery. Okay. Thank you again for comments. She has a lot of comments and looks like she is very involved in the village, in the affairs of the village. She says the water department is the payment center for all village money transactions. She says more than 10 years we have been told things will change since about 2014. Now, and she says, Maki San says, teach. Okay, teach. Okay, all right. We get that. Thank you so much. And then Sherry again says, 2013 to 2021 and counting. Current administration's record, 80 years, higher taxes, higher water bills, incorrect water bills, $80 million debt to Chicago water shutoffs during the pandemic, while still sending out incorrect bills, limited police. We're going to get more officers. That is what he has said for 8 years. I will wait. Closed a fire station because he was mad for over a year. Said he has nothing to do with the water department. That's interesting. Harassing people, including residents. So these are very, very important and interesting comments from Sherry Britton. I am sure she is a resident of the village of Dolton. She says that water bills are inaccurate, and we sometimes don't receive them. Crime is horrible. Excuse me, and we have been promised for 8 years that this will change. Thank you to this team for addressing these issues. We'll come to crime. I'll let you all respond to that crime comment. She says, 22-year resident that agrees that change must happen. All right, thank you. So with the issue of crime, which I know everybody would say when it comes to Chicago, people will talk about, people within the city and outside will talk about when it comes to Chicago, but specifically to Dolton. How are you guys? First of all, tell us the state of crime, right? In Dolton, the village of Dolton, and how this dream team is going to address it. Now, it's an open question. KIANA, you look like you want to say something, so go ahead.
Actually, when Tiffany stated about the platform of our team, but what I really would like to say is that we've had several meetings where it stated that more officers were needed. Dolton has a lack of officers. The amount of officers that we have to the number of people is definitely a disservice to the community. But when it goes back to even with the housing issue, like I stated, housing vacant houses rid crime. So criminal activities happen, squatters, things that you don't want to have in communities. So crime is a big issue in Dolton. But I think once we get the appropriate people in leadership and make sure that we are hiring enough people to service our community, we can rid that. It's not always a one fixed thing, but it's something that we definitely can do to work together to make sure that we're addressing that issue.
So, Tiffany, thank you so much for your response. Tiffany, do you think that more police in the village of Dolton is the answer, the right solution to crime, high crime rates in your village?
Yes, I actually do. KIANA was dead on. We do need more officers, which the board did approve, but yet the current administration drags their feet as it relates to hiring new officers. So our goal is to put more feet on the street and make sure that each police officer is patrolling their beat. I have another trustee, Kevin BOENS. He didn't make it this evening. He will be over the crime. He is over the gang unit now at Cook County. He's Cook County Sheriff. So he's going to implement some of the things that they have there here in Dolton. So I'm excited to do so. I'm excited to show the community that you can entrust in the police.
So people always say that lack of opportunity or maybe lack of employment is the main cause of high crime rates on the South Side in general. And, you know, in these various towns that we all live in. Is that accurate? And as one of your plans to bring jobs to this village of Dolton, do you have as one of your plans job creation which will be resolving the problems of crime rates in the village of Dolton?
Yes, definitely. Currently.
Okay, maybe Jason, do you have
driveways? So we had different units throughout Dolton shoveling seniors' driveways so they can get to the grocery store, go get their medicine. So I always created jobs, and I will continue to do so. I do have a plan for that department. I'm going to hire an economic developer or a planner to create different jobs for a community, and I brought several businesses to town as well.
So what are some of the I would say things that are attractive about Dolton? Just say let's say you're trying to attract investors or jobs to move into Dolton. What are some of the things that you would say that Dolton has that will be attractive to people who may want to, you know, come there, residents or business people? Do you want to share some of those things?
Sure. I could say what attracted us to Dolton was the school district, number one.
Okay.
When we first moved here, my parents, they chose this spot because it was booming. It was thriving. We had Ponderosa, Red Lobster, White Hen Pantry. We had all the businesses along Sibley. Currently, it's liquor stores, bodegas, slot machines. It's all of the above. So what we will do as the Dream Team, we will sit down and strategize what is needed. What attracts people here is the land. We have a ton of land, especially on the back row, 142nd. It's a vacant lot, and we do want to develop that. So we're looking for plans for that. And then also throughout Dolton on Sibley, there's a lot of vacant storefronts. So
okay, so what? Some more comments coming from Mikey. She says Tiffany's team also plans to implement community policing that would bridge the gap between the police and the community. You want to respond to that?
Yes, he's dead on with that. We're going to do that because you got to show the residents it's okay to dial 911. It's okay to tell the police that you got squatters across the street. So yeah.
Okay, is it a more easier task because if there's a high crime rate in the village and you are not able to get, I mean, for some reason there aren't enough police patrols on the streets. And so it looks like there's a problem. There's a reason why you are not getting enough police people, right? Policemen, right? So is it an easier format or an easier solution to hire community police people? Is that an easier option, or is just as difficult as getting more police people on the streets?
I think it starts with who is leading the village for those that want to come and work for that town.
Okay.
Sometimes you can have the wrong manager that manages that department that people don't want to work under that individual.
Okay.
So I think it's all about direction, which that's why me and my dream team, we sat down and we picked the perfect person to come and help us get Dolton back in order.
Thank you so much for your brilliant responses, and thank you for the comments that you have sent in so far, Maki San and Sherry Britton. Okay, I must make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. And she says, on average, 3 officers on street per shift. Is that a good number or not?
It is, but I don't want to scare people, so I'm saying not just messing. But yeah, we are understaffed. The criminals know that. I don't like to advertise that because I don't want anyone getting robbed or, it's a lot of carjacking going on. So it's all about enforcement with my team. My team will make sure that we have the resources that's needed, and we will make sure that we implement change by pushing enforcement. We have a lot of laws on the book, but the issue really is enforcement.
Thank you again. This is the Progressive Mind Show. You've been watching and listening to the Dream Team, Tiffany HENYARD for the mayor of Dolton. The election date is February 23rd, 2021, and it's in the village of Dolton. Can you give us some specifics on the election? Are there any specifics that people should know about the day of elections?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, guys, this is what you want to do on election day.
Okay.
I am Tiffany HENYARD, the go-getter, the number 1 person in the race. I'm the only mayor on the ballot that lives here in the village of Dolton. So make sure you punch 2 for myself, Tiffany HENYARD. I'm the only female, and help me make history in becoming the first African-American female mayor in Dolton.
Okay. The line went off, but KIANA, you want to take it from where she left off?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and for all of my trustees, gotta make sure I get everybody out. My main girl, KIANA BELCHER, punch 11, you guys, for trustee. Kevin BOENS, punch 12, and for Jason House, punch 13. This is the dream team. This is the team that will move Dolton forward. You can mark my words. 90 days, and when we get sworn in May, you will see a whole change in Dolton. You can mark my words. Come to the board meeting, say Trustee HENYARD. Well, it will be Mayor HENYARD. You said you're gonna do X, Y, Z, and we're gonna share with the community. We're gonna make sure you guys are engaged and you're involved in all the decisions we make. And all of the board meetings will go smoother. We're not gonna stay there no 3 hours. I guarantee you that. We'll have some type of control because everybody will have committee meetings. So we will have long order as it relates to Dolton. Dolton, change is here.
You were froze, but we didn't hear punch 5 for the clerk, ALISON Key. You were froze.
So KIANA, tell us why people should vote for your team, for you as a trustee, and for your dream team.
I believe that all of us are proven stakeholders in the village. We all bring unique ideals and transparency to the village. We all are held accountable and know that we are behind each other 100%. We can work together and we'll be effective in the things that we, I'm not even going to say make promises, but in the things that we plan to do for the village. All of us have shown and proven our leadership. So it's proven leadership already, not even as elected officials, but the 2 that are elected officials. But our team is here to do the job. So February 23rd, we're asking for the village of Dolton to support Tiffany HENYARD for mayor and the dream team.
Thank you. ALISON, can you tell us why people should vote for you as a trustee and why the dream team in general? Okay, so looks like we're still having issues with her feed. Jason.
Okay, well, I think we would start, for me, I would start at the top with mayoral candidate Tiffany HENYARD. And she's, for the last 8 years, she's been doing things that are already within a mayor's responsibility and duties and it's in particular the connection with the community, making sure that everybody gets taken care of and to the point that they're taken care of before herself. So I believe that shows the compassion and the leadership for the team. As a team, if you look at it, our team, if you go side by side, resume for resume, our team is head and shoulders above any other group that you see out there. And we're the only ones that are actually out here right now on events like this and shows like this. So thank you for having us. Virtual town hall meetings. We are not afraid to share our platform, talk about the things that are important to the community. And it starts now, but it will be the same way as we're in office.
Yeah.
Excellent. If you want to call and render your support to the Dream Team, the number is 815-277-5047. 815-277-5047. We have about 8 minutes to wrap up this evening's conversation with the Dream Team of Dolton. And so if you want to, again, render your support or comment or ask a question, you can please ring this number within this few minutes that we have the team here. KIANA, you tell us quickly what makes Dolton so special for you. Yes, you grew up there, you went to school there. It's looks from your background, from your bio, looks like Dolton is in your DNA. What is it about the village that makes it so special for you, and why have you promised? It's like you've taken it on yourself to fight for that community, lead it, and bring the good things that you intend for the community. What is it about that village for you?
Was that for KIANA or Tiffany?
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say Tiffany. Tiffany.
KIANA. I'm like, oh, KIANA. Okay. Can you repeat the question?
What makes the village of Dolton so special for you, having grown in that village and schooled there, lived in the neighbors? What makes it so special for you that you have decided to run for politics and bring the changes that you envision for the people of Dolton?
Well, it's so special to me because I grew here. And as I always stated, all the other candidates flew here. So with that being said, I remember the days when we used to run behind it was Kmart, then Ames building. It was like a little cut in the gate and to go to school. Then you go to the little corner store and get your chips and cheese or your little icy cups. So I got all these memories here. And I feel that I have a daughter now. I want her to grow up how I grew up. Right now, I wouldn't allow her to grow up in an area that's corrupted or that she can't go to the swing park and play or I can't let her out of my sight and go in the front yard because something might happen to her. So I want to bring back those same elements because I want to help everyone else's child as well. Because now that I've allowed the seniors to help me, now I want you to allow me to help you. Because you guys watched me grow up and you guys made sure you told my dad when I was doing something wrong or I came on the porch when I wasn't supposed to be on the porch. And I love that about the residents because back then, being young, you didn't know. Back then, you would be mad at Miss Jones for, let us tell it, snitching on you. But yeah, she just cared. It was the neighborhood watch. It's when the blocks was one. When the blocks cared for one another, it was like help thy neighbor. That's what it was. And right now, we got to get back to that. Right now, my community is missing compassion and love. And that's what this Dream Team represents. This is what this Dream Team is and will deliver once elected in May or once sworn in May. We will show that because we're going to be boots on the ground. We're not going to stop. They're just like me. And that's what I love about the Dream Team. They're young, they're energetic, and they will deliver on everything that they're saying to you guys. Thank you. Congratulations from Dorothy Brown. She's watching you guys now. There's a question that I wanted to ask. I was looking at one of your flyers that has, let me see if I can find it. It says the Dream Team continues. It has the picture of Kamala Harris, and it says honoring Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, what message are you intending to send with this flyer, with all these people on it? I mean, with of course Kamala Harris and Dr. Martin Luther King. What is the intent of this flyer, and what message are you trying to drive home? Number one, those are powerful Black leaders. I too I am a powerful Black leader, a young powerful Black leader. So as everyone know, we made history in electing the first African-American Vice President, Kamala Harris. So now I'm telling my town, my community, my peers, let's do the same here in your own backyard where it really matters. The local politics matters. Y'all did it on a national level, but let's do it on a local level where it affects you directly. So let's elect the first female African-American, I was going to say president, but mayor, but mayor of Dolton. And then someone that actually grew here and that y'all know can understand and relate to what you're dealing with. I'm not going nowhere.
Do you, the question, the issue of people getting involved, right, in local politics has always been something that I have observed, right? And so maybe I know you touched on that, but I would like you also to lay out some specifics on how we can drive enthusiasm, more enthusiasm among the youth, especially to get involved, because local politics, is what we deal with day by day, right? Everything we do, revolves around politics, more so local politics. And a lot of times it just eludes us. And so I'd like you to respond to that. But before that, I want to bring the African conversation in this mix, right? In the mix. Do you, being a long resident of the village of Dolton, and maybe you all can respond to that. Do you have a lot of Africans in the village of Dolton? And what are their participation when it comes to these some of this local politics or community projects?
Well,
if any.
Okay, I'm gonna start, then I'm gonna get a flow up.
If any at all, I just want to know.
Yes, we do. We actually have a lot Nigerian African community here in town. We do have their full support. You will see them on election day as well. They're gonna come out in numbers for us. So we actually have a game plan in place. Okay.
So technically, there are Africans in the village of Dolton who are participating and supporting you.
Yes.
Which is very, very, very impressive, and that's very encouraging. KIANA, can you speak to what Tiffany just said? Have you experienced Africans in the village of Dolton, and do you see them participating or at least supporting projects such as these in the community?
Yes, they have. I don't want to say it is a community of Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians. A lot of them, though, are business owners too. So, which is very good to help with redevelopment in the village of Dolton. So we definitely want to make sure they are supporting Tiffany HENYARD and the Dream Team. And we definitely want to make sure that not only are we doing everything for our citizens, these are people that actually live in our community and are vested back in our community also by bringing businesses that helps us move Dolton forward.
Jason, can you speak to that?
I think they covered it primarily in terms of the participation, but I would say in addition to the Nigerian community and African community, we've got mayoral candidate HENYARD has gotten support from pretty much any organization or PAC or anybody with common sense knows that this is the right team to go with. So while we are appreciative of that support, we know that our team is the right team to go with, and we've gotten support from several different entities that just know that we are the right direction to go with.
Excellent. KIANA, you said there are a couple of African businesses there. Does that include like restaurants?
Many of them, they are in the industrial section, but they do have other retail stores and places in the community.
No, the only reason why I asked is I'm just curious about you trying some African food yet, if you haven't.
I have tried African food. I've actually been to Nigeria, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Tiffany, have you?
I never had it.
You've never had an African food. Okay. Now, so today begins the day that you should start looking for an African food to try because you will love it.
Okay, well, you gotta tell me where to go.
Okay, I would advise you a couple places that you should definitely give them a shot.
Okay.
Honorable Dorothy Brown, she's had African food, so she can attest to it. Jason, have you?
I have. I actually studied an African language in college, Wolof, and my instructor at the time would bring us meals periodically.
Okay, so you've had some. Okay, now but I'm sure you all have tried a lot of Jamaican, Caribbean, jerk. Okay. Yeah, Tiffany is saying so that tells me she eats a lot of Caribbean food. Okay. You should try it as some African. It's all the same though. It's just the same recipe. It's just done differently. Now it's interesting that I'm bringing the African conversation here, because on this platform we try to connect the diaspora, right? Because we just want people who do things a little differently, but we have one heritage. Our foundation is the same, and so in Black History Month, what we are trying to do is see how we can engage ourselves so that we're not seeing ourselves as African Americans, they're doing their thing over there, and Africans, they're there in their corner, and then you have Caribbeans over there doing their thing, when we know that there are opportunities for us to work together, right? And if we bring our resources together, we can find a lot of opportunities, and which would enhance growth in our society, in our community. And it helps. And so what do you say to that? How do you see the relationship with these communities? I'll start with Tiffany. And I know this is outside the context of what we're talking about, but briefly, if you observed what's going on with our relationship, and if you want to speak maybe for a second to that.
Okay, so let me make sure I got the question correct. You said, how would my relationship be?
No, with our relationship, the Black relationship between the Black communities, right? Africans, Caribbean, and African Americans. What's your observation when it comes to our relationship, and what do you wish can happen to enhance our relationship?
Okay, well, I feel our relationship is neutral.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends from different ethnic backgrounds, and what we currently do is we host different forums once a month via Zoom normally, and we talk about how we can help each other or how we can benefit each other's community.
Right.
Bringing a business to that community, helping with finances, is different type of stuff. It's like a group of business owners.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that our relationship is actually tight.
Okay, that sounds good. Jason.
Well, I mean, I would say diversity and inclusion is, of course, a hot topic just in America globally. We want to make sure that we recognize and appreciate the differences in our culture so that they're all celebrated.
That's beautiful. KIANA, you've already, yours is obvious because you've already visited Nigeria. So, but again, your observation of our relationship and what do you think we can do to enhance it? In the diaspora, though.
Yes, and as Jason alluded to, diversity is definitely something that is very pertinent to any type of business and any type of governmental setting. And as long as communication is always everything, but as long as we're keeping things in order and including everyone, and hopefully when the mayor Tiffany HENYARD takes place and we reestablish the Chamber of Commerce, we'll definitely be making sure that the diversity and the inclusion of all business owners and people in the village of Dolton, and not only in the village of Dolton, but those outside that's coming to bring business in the village of Dolton is included.
Very beautifully and eloquently put. So I'll just take a few comments and we'll wrap up. Okay. Thank you for indulging me. We only have a few minutes. I just read this comment and then we'll wrap up. Maki said, there is abundance of opportunities for business to come to Dolton, but all businesses wants to move into an area that is safe and doesn't require shakedowns or pay-to-play requirements to come there. The dream team will not steal any of the residents' money. Dolton is a beautiful village. Thank you so much for your comment. And I think there's one more here. She says, Tiffany's team also plans to implement community policing that will bridge the gap between the police and the community. And I think we have a stranger in the house. Hey, brother Kevin, is it BOENS or how do I?
BOENS.
Okay, team. Tiffany, you are the leader of the park here, and we have the show. I mean, we're gonna do an hour. We're done. Kevin just popped in out of nowhere. Do you want to give him? Are you guys ready? You want to go on for a few minutes? Let me know so that he can get a few words out.
Yes, please. Can you have the floor?
Okay, Kevin. Since you just decided to just jump into our party. Take it from here. You're welcome. You're welcome to the house. We have been talking about the beautiful village of Dolton, the dream team, and what they aspire to bring, what they've seen going wrong with the city and the leadership. And Tiffany has mentioned your name severally with regards to you helping to bring down or curb crime and violence in the village of Dolton. First of all, tell us who Kevin BOENS is and how you intend to make some of these changes that Tiffany has already alluded to.
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you for having me. I am a 9-year resident here in the village of Dolton, married to my beautiful wife, Tanya, with 5 children. Man, I am currently a Cook County Sheriff's Police investigator assigned to the Street Crime Suppression Unit. And that's the aspect that I bring to this team as it relates to crime. I'm on a team that's currently assigned to the west side of Chicago, where we are focused mainly in the areas that we patrol to rid those areas of guns and drugs. And what I plan to do is bring that same concept here to the village of Dolton that we utilize with the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department by soliciting my department to aid us in our quest to minimize the crime here in Dolton. This team, as you already know, is dynamic. Our leader, Trustee Tiffany HENYARD, is amazing in what she does. We believe in her leadership. We believe in her vision. And that's why we all attached ourselves to this terrific team, and we're calling ourselves the Dream Team, because there's no other team that's running for office here in the village of Dolton that's like us. We're educated, we're well-rounded, we're skillful in the areas that are strategically needed to bring the much-needed change here in Dolton. So again, I do apologize for my late arrival. I don't know if they mentioned it not, but I lost 2 family members. My wife's 2 parents passed, and we were dealing with those things to get prepared for their services. So I'm struggling. I lost my father on February the 2nd, on Tuesday. So within a period of 9 days, we lost 3 parents. So I've been juggling a lot. But I'm dedicated to the cause. I'm dedicated to this team. I'm dedicated to the citizens of the village of Dolton. And although I got a lot going on, I never lost focus on the mission that Trustee Tiffany HENYARD has set us on to be in that winner circle come February the 23rd. And we just thank you for adding a extra piece to that victory with your show. So thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you for making it to the show in spite of the challenges that you just mentioned, challenges that you're going through. And my deepest condolence, and on behalf of the Progressive Minds team, my deepest condolence to you and your family. It's a tough time for you. I'll let the team members take a second to acknowledge what you're just going through and what you just mentioned. I know maybe they probably have heard it, but on this platform, I want them to take a moment to appreciate, or no, not appreciate, but send a word or two to your situation. So I'll start with KIANA.
Well, Kevin knows that we are his extended family, and we know that he, during this time, we offer our sincere condolences, and we have his back 125%, as we have his back when he's sitting on that platform, when he's the trustee. So from myself, from the team, we definitely appreciate Kevin, and in his absence, when he's not out, we're still saying punch number 12 for trustee, because we know that he is vested for the village of Dolton, as we all are.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I would say Jason.
Well, and I would say for Kevin, if you have not met him, you've not met a personality at all like him. So, and the things that he will bring from a creativity perspective to that, I mean, we talk policing, we talk strategies, but just from an engagement and enjoyment perspective, that's probably one of the most creative and passionate people that you would ever meet. So I would echo what my co-running mate said about future trustee BOENS, in the sense that we are here, we are one team, and we all move forward together to better the village of Dolton.
No, I wanted you to be specific with regards to the loss of family members. You know, he's going through a tough time, and so we are all sharing, sending some words of condolences. And I just wanted to be official because it's on the platform. I know you've done it personally, but on the platform, I want you to take the opportunity to send some words of comfort and some comforting words to Kevin.
Just in terms of comfort, Kevin is my brother, and in terms of somebody that we've known each other for the past 4 or 5 years as I've been on the board, but having the opportunity to work this closely with him, the passion that I've seen from a distance is tenfold more in terms of working with him, and the passion for his family, and just the way that he looks out for everybody. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are here for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping do that. And sorry, Tiffany, how can I can't forget the leader. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Well, I just want to say, Kevin, you know, we got your back. We ain't doing nothing but saying Kevin BOENS, punch 12. You know, we joint at the hip, 2 and 12, 1, 2. So, you know, I'm saying that. And I always said, I love you guys. I called you the other day. I told your wife, I love her. You guys are in our hearts. We talk about you as an inspiration, because Kevin, when I say this man shows up and shows out, he's going through the toughest time of his life. And he still comes through and be a team player. He still comes through and work because he wants his seat that bad, you guys. So that's what I'm telling you, community. If anybody you don't want to miss, that is Kevin BOENS. Punch 12 for Kevin BOENS. And Kev, I got that CD from Jason for you.
Hey, I appreciate you all. Again, I love you all. I thank you. You said this to me as I was going through it, as I'm still going through it. You've been constantly calling and checking in on me. I just want to thank you for your continued support and love. That's why this is the dream team, because I promise you, I cannot and could not do this without you guys. Even when you pull me away for just a minute to give me the distraction that I need just to be able to be strong at a time like this for my wife and my children. So I thank this team. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Again, I'm just at a loss for words. But all I can do is say, continue to pray for me and my family, continue to lift us up, because we definitely need it. And I know that for the record, when all the phone calls stop, when the services is over, I know these people that's on this team will continue to reach out to me and my family, and it won't be for show, but it'll be because they love us from their hearts. So thank you.
Thank you too. So that said, I have one more question for Kevin. My co-host, my co-host also joined us. Does the team still have time for us to do one more question?
Sure.
Okay, great. And then I'll hand over and I'll have my co-host. There was a miscommunication, so he just joined us. He probably has one question, and then we can let you guys go, because I know you have a tight schedule. Kevin, you, based off your background, you have a martial arts experience. You were a pastor, a family man. You also have an organization that deals with crime. You call it the pandemic of black on black crime. How important is crime in the village of Dolton for you? Of course, your background speaks to it, but our audience would like to know the gravity of the situation for you. and how you intend to bring all this background that you have, which is very, very important in combating this issue in the village of Dolton.
Well, yes, as you stated before, my my organization is SCOOP, SKOOP, and that stands for Stop Killing Our Own People. We have to make sure that we are monitoring ourselves as it relates to us killing us. And until we get a hold on us killing us, the marches and everything else, when somebody else does it, it goes unheard. We have to address us, because anytime you have a over a weekend where 24 kids are being under the age of 10 are being killed, they're not being killed at the hands of white police officers. They're not being killed at the hands of white men. They're being killed at the hands of other young Black men. And that's my organization wants to address that, because until we address us killing us, we can't expect other people to stop killing us.
Okay. That's very powerful. My brother, my co-host John, just like I said, just joined us. John, we have been talking to the dream team. They are indeed the dream team. I'm in awe of the delivery, the information, the excitement that they're showing on the show. And if I were a citizen of the village of Dolton, I probably would be convinced by now what they want to do for us, for that village. But you, I don't know if you've been following the show, but just go ahead. If you have a question or two for them, please go ahead. Take it from here. I think your microphone is off. That was my fault. Go ahead now.
Thank you again very much for having me on the show. And again, I'm John Oben. I used to live in Chicago, so I know Dolton very well. But I have seen the team. It is indeed a dream team. I'm sorry that I'm joining this late. And that's because we've had terrible power outage over this way in Texas.
In Texas?
Yes. So I'm actually in the friend's house with my family. So we've been having lights on and off, no water. We're all still struggling with that. But one thing that really I catch my attention is this dream team. I've just listened for very few minutes, and something tells me that if this team is given a chance, Dolton, the village of Dolton, is going to change for the better. The spirits. I also see that you have known each other for some time. You've worked together. And I think that only a team that really understands and communicates well, that has done a lot individually in different positions, can articulate how to bring their efforts together, to push a village like Dolton forward. So my question, without going into too much, is if you can just throw some light on how did you all really get together? How did you really know each other? And how did you come up with this? What really inspired you? What is your common goal for Dolton?
Well, I think, Kevin is the one that just joined, so, if he wants to go first, but I think this question goes to the team, right? John, I don't know if you.
Yes, absolutely. Anyone can share a little bit of, yeah.
Well, basically, again, we've known each other for quite some time, with Trustee Tiffany HENYARD and Trustee Jason House already being elected officials, and KIANA BELCHER being a community activist and a great voice. We've all been at board meetings together. We all had several issues that we've discussed on and off in depth. So we've created a bond because we are for what's right. We want, the citizens to be treated fairly. We want their tax dollars to be managed properly. And because we have that same vested interest, it was pretty much like a yes for everybody when the formulation of this team was suggested. So nobody was hesitant of being a part of this team. So I think that man, we genuinely love each other. So, you know, and it's not political. It's real. So when we come as a team on this, once we are elected into office, that's what we're going to bring. We're going to bring that family structure. We're going to bring that love. We're going to bring that transparency, that accountability. Because right now, even during this campaign, we hold each other accountable. Because each of us have tasks to do, and our task master, Miss Trustee Tiffany HENYARD, she holds a tight rope, and but we love her for it, because her drive and her tenacity is what we need to get over this hump. Because at times, you know, you get laxed, but she never does. She never gets lax. She never quits. She never stops. She keeps pushing because she's a winner and she wants to win. And that's what we are. We're the winning team. We're the winning team, and we're going to continue this until we get into that winning circle, and we are actually sworn in come May.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Great response. I don't know if any of you wants to. I don't know if Jason or KIANA wants to add anything to. Respond to John's question or not.
I think that Kevin summed it up extremely well. One thing that I want to add to it is we want to make sure that I think because of technical difficulties, we don't have our future clerk, ALISON Key, but she's just as integral a piece of this team as anybody else. And all of us have come together around a vision for a better community that we all have spent a lot of our time and energy just looking to create. And we're tired of a lot of the mismanagement. We're tired of a lot of the issues. And I would say that our mayoral candidate has done a great job of rallying everybody together around that common goal.
Thank you. Thank you. So I don't know if John asked any question, but what would be a quick question? What would be, if anybody were to ask for Tiffany, and I'll ask KIANA, Kevin, and Trustee, 3 words that you would use to describe Tiffany HENYARD, who is running for the mayor of the village of Dolton. 3 words. I'll start with KIANA.
Uh-oh.
KIANA, can you hear us?
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry, yes. Allison was calling. I guess she thought we were finished because she can't get back on. 3 words: outspoken, driven, and the people's trustee.
Okay.
She's our go-getter.
Okay. Jason.
So I absolutely love this question. No, 3 words: nonstop energy.
Nonstop energy.
Nonstop energy.
Excellent. Kevin.
I would say 3 words to describe Tiffany: dedicated, driven, and motivated.
Dedicated, driven, and motivated. Now, Tiffany, this one goes to you.
Okay.
3 words to describe your dream team.
Fighters, committed. I want a big word. I'm trying to and winners.
Okay.
We don't play it safe.
So fighters, committed, and winners.
Yeah. They stop playing too much. Yeah, we're gonna be safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John. So we know it's 7:30. We're about to wrap up. If you have maybe one more question or comment, go ahead, and we can try to wrap up this evening, John.
Absolutely. Thank you again. I just love this team. I don't know. I really wish I was still around the Chicago area to actually go to Dolton and meet with you guys. I think that you make a very, very perfect team. But one other thing that came to my mind is that it is Black History Month. And as I see you come up with this team, the spirit with which you talk, what the dreams and everything you aspire, the dreams that you have for the city of Dolton, I have no doubt in my mind that our ancestors were Black parents, generation to generations, must be very, very proud that finally the Black folks are showing up in ways that meet up with every reason they give in their blood fight for what has become history today. So I am particularly so proud of all of you. I have so many questions that I think that from time to time we will be talking, but I can't go without touching on our mayor. His mayor should be better. I call you mayor already. It's a prophecy. So you are a woman.
Yes.
And what has been your struggle from a trustee, and how did you summon the courage to make this announcement to run for the mayor position? How did this come about?
Well, it came about because I was tired of sitting back and not being able to implement the change needed as a trustee. And I won't say the word sit back because I don't never sit back, but I can only do so much as a trustee. I think I have graduated from this into mayor now because I do mayoral things anyway. So it's like, why not go and run for the seat? Sometimes people get comfortable with being comfortable in the seat that they're in, but sometimes God have a different meaning or a way for your life to go, and you have to go at it. Even though you don't want to, everything, I'm like, no, I just had a baby. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a lot of work. So I have my family and my dream team to support me in doing so. Now, the challenges we have faced, me being a woman, what I don't like about politics is I've been threatened. I've gotten hate mail. I've got my windows busted, my tires slashed, all the above. So I'm still in the race. I won't be moved. I will not be discouraged. So I'm in it to win it along with my dream team. And I thank them for protecting me and supporting me throughout it all. So here we are. I will be victorious, and we will be victorious come February 23rd. So John, you might as well set your flight, come fly out here to our campaign office and support this victory on the 23rd.
Thank you. John, I don't know if you have any follow-up question.
You on mute?
No, I'm saying John. John, I think that we're having a little. Can you hear us now, John?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if you have any further follow-up question or not.
No, I just wanted to appreciate her for coming up with that that strong spirit and pushing on. And we are all behind you. I may be far, but my prayers go to this team.
Thank you so much, John. I will take a few comments from our feed, and then we will wrap up. So, Best E and Neil just joined us, and Best E says 3 words: Dream Team, fight for common people, vote for Dream Team, Africans for Dream Team. Thank you so much, Best, for chiming in. Sherry Britton says compassionate, driven, honest. Thank you so much. There are also former trustees that support this team. Okay. I think that that's a very important note to take. Noah Alexander says, progressive minds. Thank you for the shout out, Noah. Rebecca says, have my sympathy. And I think that's going to Kevin. And my condolences to Kevin and his family from Johnny Woods. Thank you so much, Johnny Woods, for always being a supporter. And then we have Dream Team is the way to go for Village of Dolton. Punch 2, 5, 11, 12, and 13 all the way. And then last comment is from, I think last but one. Marky says, a man that has that immense loss of life in family and still shows up to campaign is a focused and dedicated spirit. Now, this comment tops all the comments for this evening. And so when it comes to the comment competition, Marky, you have won it hands down. Right. But that was a very powerful comment. Maki, thank you so much for bringing that in. Sherry Britton says, my condolences to you and your family. And I think she's referring to Kev. And then Fasika says, why would policing strategies, especially the strategy of having more police on the streets that are not working in Chicago, work in Dolton? Wow, that's a powerful question. Another condolences from Maki. Maki, our condolences to the BOENS family. Thank you so much for doing that. And Dorothy Brown says, punch 2, 5, 11, 12, and 13. Now, do you all want to respond to Fasika's question?
I think Kevin can handle that one. Is that okay, team?
She says, is that okay with you all?
Well, to answer your question, when you say that it's not working in the city of Chicago, that would be a wrong statement. It is working in the city of Chicago, but because it is so many things happening at one time, and the statistics are not publicly shown, the public don't know what's happening behind the scenes with the amount of weapons that are received, the amount of arrests that are being made with the sheriff's department in conjunction with the Chicago Police Department. I don't think those stats are being shared, but there is an impact that has taken place on the west side of Chicago, where we are currently assigned to, and bringing that concept to Dolton, because we are going to be transparent with what we're doing. I believe that that will be something that you will just have to see once it is implemented, after we win this seat and are sworn in.
Wow.
But I do thank you for that comment, and I know that some people, because they don't see the work, they don't believe work is being done, because the news promotes so much crime, but they never talk about what's good and what's going on that's great. They only share the negative parts of things that are happening, which is what we need to curb the media sometime, to start sharing the positives.
So, Kevin, you can tell the people of Chicago or the people of the world that crime is actually going down, and some of the initiatives that maybe the mayor and officials have taken is actually working in the city of Chicago and in the village of Dolton.
Yes, absolutely. They are working. Again, it's working, but remember, the media's vast thing is just to promote the bad things. It's rare that they share the good things. And if we start promoting the good things that happen, maybe we can get away from the bad things. As long as we continue to feed energy into negativity, then that's what we're going to see more negativity. Once we start changing our thinking and our mindset to start thinking and promoting the positive, then the universe has to react to that, and it will start producing more positive outcomes.
Man, that's powerful. Kevin has won a lot of awards from the Sheriff's Department, Illinois Sheriff's Department. And so I am sure that he is speaking with authority. Kevin, can you confirm your position with the sheriff? I mean, your award and your affiliation, if you have, with the Sheriff's Department?
Well, I received several departmental accommodations from the Sheriff's Department.
On public safety?
Well, it's in life saving and things of that nature. It's really, for me, I'm just doing my job, but when the department recognize and say I went above and beyond, and they accommodate me for that, it is greatly appreciated. And it just another bullet point for me to show my children that, you know, when you do your job and you do it for all the right reasons, people are watching you. And I appreciate the fact that my job watches me and what I do and notices, and not only just notice it, but they publicly recognize me for it. So I thank, you know, the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department. It has been great to me and my family. So again, I'm just a young brother that's trying to make a difference in the lives of the people that I touch.
If you say, I mean, the more we talk to you, the more, you know, I'm just intrigued about, you know, some of these things we're talking about. If what is public savers accommodation, and what have you? So what does that entail for you on a day-to-day? Saving lives, like what does that mean?
Well, it's a number of things. Again, what I don't want to do on this show is to focus on the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department, because this is not what that is about.
Right. No, I'm trying to say, what do you do when you say you're saving lives? Like, what does that mean?
I mean, again, you know, of course, give you an example, you know, gunshot victims, administering CPR, you know, being there, first responder, things of that nature, CPR, doing all of the things that we're supposed to do as we're trained to do. But again, I would do it even if I wasn't a police officer. It's just because that's who I am.
Excellent, excellent.
If that answers your question.
No, it answers my question perfectly. And again, we try to be specific on this show because we have diverse listeners, and so some of the things I like to be broken down to a layman's understanding, so that we can see, so we have a better understanding of some of these technicalities and jargons that are out there. So thank you so much for breaking that for us. It's 7:36 p.m. Central Time, and we have to bring the show to an end. Now, my co-host, he's from Texas. When he joined, he says he had an issue. Texas is going through a snow, whatever, and their light is cut off. It's on the news. Texas says their light is cut off because they have a little bit of snow. I mean, isn't that funny, guys? Isn't that funny? The Texas is struggling because they had, you know, a tiny bitty of snow compared to what we are, you know, swimming in here in the city of Chicago. So no, I just wanted to. That is on the light side. I think he dropped out. But on a very good note, I just like to thank the Dream Team for coming on the Progressive Mind Show to share your story, your goals for the village of Dolton. So on February 23rd, the village of Dolton can go and elect Tiffany HENYARD as the mayor of the village of Dolton, and her team members, Trustee Jason House, KIANA BELCHER, ALISON Key, Kevin BOENS. Now, guys, your last words, and then we would end the show. I'll start with KIANA, Jason, Kevin, and then Tiffany. You can close it out for us. Your last words on this show, and then we can bring it to an end.
Well, I thought we had closed, but just for anyone that's listening, even all the way in Texas, let your friends, let your family know that our team is the team for the village of Dolton. We are the ones that's committed to make sure that we get in and do what we need to do to ensure that we move the village forward. So on February 23rd, both for myself, KIANA BELCHER, number 11, and my teammates, they'll give their numbers, their punch numbers.
Thank you. Jason.
Well, I just want to take a moment to say thank you for this opportunity to share your platform with us. And I feel that a lot of the listeners have gotten a chance to see us as a team and all of our strengths and why we are the best team. So we're looking for your support and vote on February 23rd.
Thank you so much. Kevin?
Well, I normally end any show that we do with this piece. I'm also a spoken word artist, and because this is the Progressive Minds show,
there you go.
I just want to end it with this piece, and it's called Mind Control. I have the power to control my mind. Whatever I think, I can get it every time. My unconscious mind goes to work with whatever information my conscious mind inserts. I was given a gift by God at birth, the ability to speak those things that are not into existence as though they were. The universe has to react to what I think and feel, because I think become feeling, my feeling becomes spoken words, making it real. As long as I don't have any doubt, God will go into my invisible inheritance and bring it out to the visible for all to see, that the power to control my future life lies within me. Now that I have this knowledge, the Holy Spirit won't allow me to make an excuse, because now it's time to put this mind of mine to use. Mind control belongs to you too, if you so choose to use it. If you don't be upset when you lose it. See me, I'm not ashamed to show it. And if you didn't know it, I just told you on the Progressive Mind Show. I'm a part of the Dream Team, League of Extraordinary Poets.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. This guy is so Kevin is the bomb, man. Kevin is the man. He is Wow, Kevin, you rock. Okay, you're the man, and I'm sure Tiffany made the right decision by adding you to this team, and you are a dynamite. Okay, so Tiffany, help. I mean, this should have been the closing. This should have been the closing. Nobody else picks up on this, but you know what? We can let that happen. We can let that happen. So Tiffany. Tiffany is the leader of the pack. She has to have the last words. Tiffany, go ahead.
Okay. Kevin, we love you to death. Thank you for the inspiration as always. Everybody, whoever is listening or watching right now, press the share button. Please press the share button. We have an important election, February 23rd. Mark your calendars. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please show up and show out for the Dream Team. I am Mayor candidate Tiffany HENYARD, punch 2. Alison Key for clerk, punch 5. KIANA Belcher for trustee, punch 11. And Kevin BOENS for trustee, punch 12. And Jason House for trustee, punch 13. I need all of my trustees, including my clerk, to do my job effectively. But don't let it stray. I still need to make sure you punch 2 for myself for mayor of Dolton. I will be the first female African-American mayor of Dolton. Help me make history on February 23rd by punching 2 for the win for Dolton. Change is coming, and it's called the Dream Team. Thank you.
Oh my God. This team is powerful. I love you guys. Diana Wilson says he is a bad to the bone. I'm sure that is Kelvin. Sheraton says, speak. That was Sherry. And then Diana says, speak, brother. Woo, that is great. That's from Rebecca. Look, you are all winners from Best. And the last comment here says, Trustee Tiffany HENYARD will be a great mayor. She grew up in this town. She wants this town to be safe like it used to be. So with her dream team, we can get this come back to the way I used to be. Remember one thing, she grew up here. Everyone else that's running for mayor, they flew here. And then Kevin, God bless you. Have my condolences. Stop. My condolences. Can't stop, won't stop. Thank you for pressing your way. Victory is on the way. We have a lot of rappers on this show tonight. Yeah. Wow. So part of the listeners, Max Selassie says, Kevin, you rock. And then Diane says, come on, Tiffany, too. And then Beth says, Africans, we got your back. We got your dream team. We got your dream team. Wow, this has been a ballistic show. I've loved every bit of it. This has been an awesome show. And so, John, your last words, and then we can let our powerful team go and take care of the rest of the evening with your family.
Absolutely. I am more than inspired. Yeah. Been one of the greatest team of hearts in the show so far. I wanted to just comment on Kevin. Hey, my brother, you have something in you that the world needs to know. And I pray to give you that opportunity. All of this team, the power of that tongue, that audacity of hope, the audacity to dare, that spirit that tells all of you that you are the team meant for Dolton this time. And I just have no doubt in my mind that you are going to make it with God behind you and with all of our support and prayers. So thank you and congratulations in advance.
Thank
you, John. And Black Jesus, Royal Black Jesus says, wow, Kevin, you are always bad. And he's Kelvin too. That's another Kevin. So on that note, we would like to say to God be the glory. Another beautiful show on the Progressive Minds has come to an end. Again, remember, this is where we engage the community in dialogues for a better society. Okay, so if you have an issue to talk about, business to promote, give us a call. It's 815-409-9123. That is the business line. You can reach us on Facebook, which is The Progressive Minds, YouTube, The Progressive Mind Show. We are on IG as well, The Progressive Mind Show. Or you can go on our website, theprogressivemindshow.com. Send us an email. We will respond to it. The email address is info.progressiveminds@gmail.com. We are asking the community to support these folks because they have come to pour their hearts out to tell you what they want to do for the city of the village of Dolton. And who knows that one of these team members can thrive and progress to become a county figure, state figure, city figure, national figure one day, because the potentials are there. The Barack Obamas, they all started from this stage. Even sometimes they didn't even get a chance to run local offices like this. So we are confident that these folks will do a great job as they have promised. And so we want to thank you all, my guests, Jason House, the trustee running for re-election, mayoral candidate Tiffany HENYARD, the mayoral candidate for the village of Dolton, Kevin BOENS, who have stolen the evening. He stole the show, even though he was the last to come on. He is the one that stole the show, right? He's like Paul, right? Paul in the Bible. My great co-host John, all the way from Texas, who is whining and complaining about snow, that they have snow. We don't know what you guys are talking about, man.
Trust me, it's nothing like what is down there, but yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal, right? Okay. So Johnny Wood says we want the team back on the show after their victory. Oh, okay. Hopefully, yes, we can do that, right? I mean, okay. Tiffany says yes. The leader of the pack says Kevin. Kevin already is my guy, so I know we can make this happen. And then Deanne says, God cover the dream team with your blood. I think the comments just keep coming, even though we've ended the show. It tells you how excited and inspired people have been with this dream team, and we are asking God to be with you, to cause your good plans to succeed. Okay. Yeah. On that note, the Progressive Mind Show will come to an end this evening. Next week, Wednesday, we are going to be engaging the chiefs of Africa. Very, very interesting. They're trying to connect the roots of Africa to the diasporans and all of that. Very, very interesting conversation next week, Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. Don't miss it. To whom much is given, much is required. I am your host, Alinko. And remember to be safe and warm in this very cold weather, especially if you live in Chicago. For folks in Texas, we pray for a good weather for you, and enjoy whatever you enjoy. My brother John, we'll talk after the show. Guys, thank you all so much. My guests.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Okay, yeah, I mean, this definitely love this one.